If any one of you out there is feeling lonely, what you need to understand, if you are single and you currently do not have a partnership, there is a reason why you're single right now. It is there for you to be able to introspect about your life. What was the past like in your life? How were relationships for you, if any? How did you respond to relationships? Now is the perfect time for you to sit with yourself. Are you comfortable with your being alone? Because if you're really struggling being alone, you need to find the ways to stimulate yourself. Because perhaps you have been used to getting outside stimulation and you might be having a hard time sitting with yourself and observing yourself and enjoying yourself and doing things that you like. This is the perfect time to get things in perspective. What is it that I'm looking for in my life? Because thinking that a partner is going to bring you all of that fulfillment, you'd be delusional. If you are not comfortable with sitting with your aloneness, you need to understand that it is not the best for you to be in a relationship. Because before you enter in a relationship, you have to be completely fulfilled by yourself. Being solo is such a beautiful thing. You get to do the things how you would like them. You get to see your real, authentic self when you are alone. You get to be in touch with your feelings. You get to be in touch with your emotions. You get to be the observant on external situations and see how people are behaving. Sometimes you might be making up illusions thinking another person has it much better than you, but that is not the case. Being single, it's kind of like a rebirth of yourself, because you get to see other things in your life and introspect and say, am I also looking for that? Or what am I deluding myself of thinking that the other person has, whereas I'm in my alone time? When you're feeling alone, it's very important for you to be connecting with people. So that lack that you have within, that you're feeling lonely, it is ideal for you to start giving that love to other people into your life. If you're feeling lonely, assist somebody who feels lonely. You're given an action of compassion to another person, and that is also giving compassion to yourself, because you realize what it feels like to be feeling lonely, and you can give that to another person. And you do not know the greatness that you can give a person by solely taking an interest in people, being kind to people, being empathetic to people. Guys, this is the perfect time for you to look at yourself. It's the perfect time for you to go get a new hobby, do things that you love. Now is the time for you perhaps to go take a bubble bath and relax. Go learn a new hobby. I love dancing. You might think about going out dancing. Another thing you can do is start with education. It's all about investing in yourself. You can listen to beautiful videos on YouTube on personal development or something that interests you. And the more that you read and the more that you learn, the more quality of a person that you become, because there's stuff that you do not know about yourself. And somebody out there has written a guideline for you, what you can change in your life. Because people and our history is very important. The people of the history, the people that have been writing the past, can give you guidelines for your life. Everything is out there. But the thing is, you need to search. If you're feeling unstimulated, go deep within, learn. Why am I here on this earth? Because you are here deliberately. And number one thing is that you need to learn who you are as a person. And you need to learn why it's important to master loneliness. Because when you are in your aloneness, you can get to observe the environment and see things. You can get to become much more stronger when you're alone. And actually, you do not need external sources in your life to bring you fulfillment. You need to find that fulfillment within yourself. So I highly recommend people to start listening to lots of personal development podcasts to get to understand certain things in life that can help with your evolution. Another thing that's really important to study is the art of relationships, because everything in life is relationships. Perhaps your time right now being single is to be able to find out much more data, how to become a better partner, how to assist yourself in becoming the best version that you can, so you can bring your best self forward. If you're operating from a lonely place, you need to understand that the other person that you're going to be attracting in your life will also be lacking in that. So they will not be able to rely on themselves, and these people can be needy. Do you see where I'm going? That's why it's important to master being lonely. You don't want to bring a person in your space in which will be a person that is going to be relying on you and cannot be relying on themselves, right? And when you get into a relationship, it's nice to be doing stuff in your free time. You don't want to be caught up with a partner 24/7, because then you become dependent on that person and you do not fulfill your hobbies and you do not spend time perhaps with friends and family, and you need to be balanced in the matters of relationship. Another person cannot bring you happiness. Another person is going to bring your lacks. That's why you need to work within your lacks. Perhaps you're a shy person. You can take this time to go out there and start approaching people. Perhaps it's the time that you might need to be getting a little bit of rejection in your life. Why? Because that is what's going to make you stronger. The rejection that may happen is for you to be able to believe in yourself and to say that that other person is not the ideal person for me. It is to be able to discover your inner esteem, regardless of what's happening on the outside sources. The rejection of another person is simply because you are rejecting yourself. You are not accepting yourself with everything that you come along with. You might be also saying that you're not good enough, right? And that is a mirror of reflection to the other person. It's all about all of these programming that we put into our brains until now where we are. Education, guys, is going to make you go to that step forward. If you're currently not embracing loneliness quite well, you need to find the sources to tackle where the loneliness comes from. So you need much more data into your life. Because if you did have the data, you would not feel lonely. So if you are feeling lonely and you don't like being alone, you need to become wiser by reading and understanding, where does the loneliness come from and what do I need to do within myself to be able to change myself so I do not feel lonely anymore. Be open to connecting to people and be open to get out of your comfort zone and get to know yourself. Speak to your insecurities. Speak to your loneliness. Ask, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Give your answer and then question that answer again. When you have a why and you put it out there and you ask a question, why? And then you respond to that and then you ask that again, you're going to come to the conclusion of where the problem is. So you know where you're heading and where everything comes from. The why is very, very important. Look into it. Start a dialogue with yourself. And once you discover your triggers and what it is that is bothering you, that is your opportunity to do something different and to start working on yourself, to become stronger, to become more confident, and to be able to be extremely happy when you're by yourself, right? Because there's so many things to do. There's a lot of things to do. It's just that you are caught up in a cycle right now that you're not understanding what is happening and you're feeling alone. But you're not alone at all. A book can be your companion. Doing errands can be your companion. Going out there and doing charity work can be your friend. You can do lots of things, right? But you need to understand where that loneliness comes from. And usually loneliness is a mindset. So you've conditioned yourself to the point that you are right now, that you're saying that you're lonely, and you've been saying it for a long time. And you need to be able to rewire your brain also, right? Because everything you put in there becomes reality. But it's just the illusion. Nobody is lonely. We have so many things that we can do to master loneliness. But the question is here. I'm speaking to you right now. Are you willing to do something about your loneliness and get outside and not be lonely? Because you've got to remember, being lonely is a choice that you have instilled within yourself. It is not the reality. It's just that your circumstances and your pain and your problems put you there. And now is the time for you to stop being lonely. You need to do something about it, right? Because being in a state of depression, anxiety, and stress will not get rid of the problem. The problem is always going to remain there. It needs you to get stronger and wiser to do something about it. Nobody can come to help you. Only you can help yourself. And you can do it. Anyone can do this. It just takes a little bit of determination to get outside of your comfort zone and to start doing something that is going to bring positivity into your life and that's going to change your life. And there, when you master yourself and your loneliness, you can meet an amazing person, right? Where both of you are going to be fulfilled and no one's going to be needy, right? And dependent on other people, right? That is so important. Look after yourself and do things that you enjoy and love. And if you don't love something, try to find something that can bring you enjoyment. Everyone has something that brings them pleasure. Think about that. Have a beautiful day.